Hey everybody, and welcome back to Hex Token channel, Superman Crypto and Pulsechain YouTube, over 10,500 subscribers. Thank you so much for everybody for supporting the channels. If you're new to the channels, of course, smash the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the bell for future videos. Virtually every day we are covering Pulsechain, Hex, and of course much of crypto, as well as the stock market, which we like to keep track of as well for the bull market. We've got lives beneath in the house there. How are you today? Very good. Hex, EHEX, PLS, and PLSX in the center for the 100% Richard Hart Gold crypto. We love it. It's going to be amazing this year, and next year it is going to be awesome. Brian's in the house there, our community leader. Good to see you, Brian. Sup, folks? Big shout out to Sandy Beach as well, another influencer in the space. Hello, Hex Token, everybody. And of course, a friendly moderator in the chat. Archie's here as well. Hi, all. Garlic shrimp. What's it? Artichokes and penine, is it? Is about to be served up. Come on over. Archie's having a lot of food parties at his house, although I understand it's you might want to take a lot of warm clothes to get there. Pretty cold there. Joey Torres says hi all. Good to see you, Joey. Excavator as well. Howdy, 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 Excavator. We got the super emojis there from Joey. Wookie is jumped in here. Hello all Jedis. The Wookie has landed, and of course he needs a good brush down every so often. Brennan says, hello, hello, hello. Good to see you, Brennan. TA specialist and all-round awesome superstar from Australia, who is a very expert apparently at underarm bowling. Underarm bowling, that is his specialty. And he didn't know that, did you? Didn't know that, but apparently though. Good to see you, Brennan, in the house. All right, let's get into it. Without further ado, let's catch up on all the news. We're going to get there, and let's start off with the stock market. First of all, bam. And we've got a cool little fun show today. We're going to highlight a lot of the markets and things like that and see how Bitcoin ETF is going for after the day or two of operations. So let's get in here and share the screen. Let's do it. All right, bam. Before we do that, Wookie says he likes food. That's good, Wookie. Appreciate that. Is that Galaxy food of some sort? Let me know. We've got stocks end little change as earnings offset inflation data. So there we go. The earnings season has begun. Of course, an offset inflation data there. We got the Dow Jones at the moment down 0.3%, 118 points to 37,592. Remember, that's the top 30 industrials in the United States. The S&P 500 is up slightly, 0.8%, 3.6 points to 4,783, holding up pretty well. And the Nasdaq there is up 0.02%, 2.6 points to 14,972. So they're kind of just holding there at the moment. US dollar is also up to 102.17. The volatility index, the VIX there, is up 2% as well. Moving quickly to the commodities, we've got West Texas is at $72.76. Brent oil at $78.32, both up about 1% there. Gold is up almost 2% at $34, and that is at $2,053. So nice little jump there for gold. And silver there up 2.9%, 65 cents. That's a really nice move at $23.36. Now, if we do get the interest rate pivot at some stage, maybe let's say May next year, then silver will be one to look out, right? The US dollar will fall, get devalued, and of course the silver could really rally there. That's kind of one of the plays that people are looking at there as well. Now, on Friday, data showed US producer price indexes. It's kind of the wholesale prices there unexpectedly fell in December as the cost of goods such as food and diesel fuel declined. So that's good news, folks. While prices for services were unchanged for a third consecutive month, in contrast to Thursday's hotter than expected consumer inflation reading. Expectations for a rate cut of at least 25 basis points by the Fed in March moved up to 80%. Okay, that's pretty interesting, from 73%. So a bit more confidence in the March move. Still thinking that May is probably going to be the most likely time. Friday's data also sent Treasury yields lower, although recent comments by some central bank officials have pushed back on the potential rate cuts, and I'm still in that camp as well. They've kind of been consistent in that message, keep the rates up for longer, for higher. We also know that typically the Federal Reserve will always overshoot, right, and make things worse than they probably needed to be. The PPI there tells us something that is a little bit different from the CPI as well. It raised the probability that the Fed has the free and clear to decide to cut interest rates, and the equity market really doesn't care all that much as long as rates are not pushing significantly higher. Agreed on that. So hopefully the terminal rate's going to be 5.5%. Obviously, there's a lot of earnings season data coming out now, so that's going to play out as well. We're not going to get into all those details. Let's quickly go into the Fed rate monitor. Have a quick look how far away. 2 weeks and 4 days and 19 hours to go until the first meeting of the year, 31st of January, 2 p.m. Eastern time. And of course, you can see there at the moment, January, and no change in interest rates, 5.5% federal funds rate, no change. That is hopefully the terminal rate. And of course, we've got in March there, pretty much, almost 77% of the market expecting a rate pivot by March. I'm not quite sure I'm in that camp though. I definitely think that May, though, is definitely a pivot. And we've got 100% of the market now in a pivot in May. So that's fantastic. I think we had about 2% holdouts. That has now changed. So I still think May's looking pretty good. March would be quite a shock in my view. And here we are in January, right? So yeah, just not that confident about that. I think the market might be a little bit ahead of itself. We'll see. Now, obviously, the Fed looks at these rate monitors as well to get a perspective. It could be a little bit of a self-fulfilling thing, but I still think that May is probably where we're going to end up being. The other thing, of course, is that a lot of these guys are not monetarists at the Fed, so they missed the ballpark. I think monetarist theory is playing out, not anything like Keynesian or anything else that you might think about there. And so, yeah, I really do think that the money supply is far more important in the play of where the inflation is going as opposed to, how people spend it, right? So if you give someone more money, they got more propensity to go on and spend some more of that money, right? So I think that's far more important. And of course, the Fed's, just not there. They just don't get it. All right, so that's why they get things so wrong so many times. All right, so we got at the moment we got Bitcoin at the moment 42,939. Looks pretty red today, unfortunately. Sorry that it's red. It didn't want it to be that way. Thinking of that, of course, get into the poll. I got a poll at the moment. Are you excited now for the 24-25 bull run? Yes, no, maybe, I'm not sure. Let us know there in the poll. We'll check that out later on. We got Bitcoin dominance has fallen quite a bit, 49.14%. And here we are holding up at the moment, but we've got Ethereum. Now, this is kind of playing into the scenario that I kind of talked about. We'll see how we go, though. But I was talking about, yeah, we'll have a nice little run up. We reached 49,000, remember. We'll get to see that in the chart. And now we're coming down a bit here. That was kind of my scenario that I thought would probably play out. Not a big, buy the rumor, sell the news event. It really hasn't been that bad so far. We'll see how we go, though. Obviously, still got to hold up, particularly over the 40K. Maybe 38, 39 at the lowest, but really that was kind of a pullback there. So we'll see how we go. But so far, not too bad. Today's kind of a down day. We do have obviously Saturday, Sunday US time coming up. Sunday typically pretty weekday as well. So we'll see how we go. Ethereum there at 2,527, down 3% at the moment as well. And everything else is pretty much down. There are a few things up at the moment, and some to take note of. Optimism is up 0.5%. So this is going to be one of the beneficiaries from Ethereum upgrades with proto-dank sharding and the test nets and everything else. So definitely something to consider in your portfolio of some of the blue chips cryptos is Optimism. And so that is doing okay. Tron at the moment is holding up as well. And of course, I don't really like Tron that much, so I'm not going to talk too much about it. Now, Litecoin there as well is up 1.76%. What else is sort of still green at the moment? That's pretty much it, I think, that I was going to talk about. That is the markets. Let's jump over to Bitcoin, have a deeper dive into that. And we got obviously the market there. This is on the hourly, so you can see we got all the way up here. Look at this. We got all the way up at 49,102 for Bitcoin. Isn't that pretty good? That's a pretty bullish sign for me. I kind of like that. And this pullback at the moment, I think it's going to be kind of a friendly thing. I kind of think it's going to be that mild case of a sell the news event, and I think it was very mild that was experienced. Really, I know there's a lot of dollar range in there, but I actually think with this move up 49, that could be quite a good move. We're at 42,754 at the moment. That's on the hourly. Let's look at the daily. The daily, we've broken the support here on the EMA 20, the moving average on the 20. You can see the yellow. We have broken that. But let's jump over to, let me just switch that around. And I'm going to change the 20 to, actually, I want to show that. We're going to change the 20 to a 50-day moving average. So we're going to drop that down and let's add it in there. So we're back down. We've bounced off the 50. So I kind of like that, right? It's kind of cool. And we got the 200 moving average down here in blue, which is 34,600 or so. And we got this here at 42,000, which feels pretty good to me. We'll keep a lookout for this, where this heading. We're going to talk about how successful the Bitcoin ETFs have been, right? Now, since they've been approved and start trading. So let's have a look at some information about that. We've got US Bitcoin. Oh, where did it go? US Bitcoin ETFs see 4.6 billion in volume in first day trading. There we are, folks. So if you're wondering what actually has traded through the ETFs, 4.6 billion in volume the first day trading. We've got low fees by issuers spark race for market share. Bitcoin hits 2-year high and traders closing eyeing a bid spreads there. US ETFs for 4.6 billion worth of shares trade hands as of Thursday afternoon. And what else we got there? The products market watershed moment, of course. What else we got in there? 11 spot Bitcoin ETFs, of course, were operating. Began trading Thursday morning, kicking off a fierce competition in the marketplace. And of course, Grayscale, BlackRock, and Fidelity dominating trading volumes out of all those with the LSEG data. Trading volumes have been relatively strong for new ETF products, but this is a longer race than just a single trading day. And that's what I've been saying too. This is a multi-year ramp up, really. We'll get the low-hanging fruit, though, in early. But yeah, it's a multi-year demand put a force into crypto. We're going to show you why that's going to be so strong too in a minute. The green light from the US SEC for the products came late Wednesday, following a decade-long tussle with the crypto industry. Some executives called out Bitcoin as a high-risk investment, of course. The largest provider of mutual funds said it had no plans to make a batch of spot Bitcoin ETFs. It's Vanguard, available on its platform to its leverage broker. Now, they'll probably capitulate on that. I wouldn't hold on to that statement. That's going to be a dated statement, that one. The SEC had earlier rejected all spot Bitcoin ETFs, of course. The ETF's launches lifted the price of Bitcoin up to its highest since December, of course, and of course got to 49K, really. So that's kind of the play there. So looking pretty good on the chart there. Very nice. Race for market share, of course. The regulatory nod sparked intense competition, and everybody's slashing their fees as well. This is going to be put a lot of competition on the centralized exchanges, right? You got Bitcoin through centralized exchanges versus Bitcoin through ETFs now. And of course, the ETFs are far bigger open market, right? They allow a lot more participants, like all the participants pretty much, to participate in it. So yeah, and cheaper fees, going to be easy. It's going to really impact the centralized exchange. It's going to be fun to see. Obviously, quite a few of the stuff's going through Coinbase though. So we'll see how it plays out. Fees on the new Bitcoin ETFs range from 0.2 to 1.5%, with many firms also offering to waive fees entirely for a certain period or for a certain dollar volume of assets. After its ETF started, Valkyrie cut its fees a second time to 0.25% and waived them for the first 3 months. So there we are, competition in the marketplace, and so on. So estimates for how much spot Bitcoin ETFs could reel in vary widely. Analysts at Bernstein estimate the flows will build up gradually to cross 10 billion in 2024, while Standard Chartered analysts this week said ETFs could draw 50 to 100 billion this year alone. So we had 6 billion in the first day. So it gives you some context. Definitely the 50 to 100 billion, definitely a much better range. Other analysts have said inflows of could be 55 billion over 5 years. That there is going to be incorrect. Just this one. I think this Standard Chartered much better. And I think also the fact that it's just going to rump over time as risk profiles for companies increase. So I think that's going to be pretty bullish. I don't see any of this other stuff happening. I think they're really missing out some of the catalysts there as we move forward. And don't forget, this money comes into the system, but it also has a multiplier effect, so it gets amplified. And of course, some people say, maybe 3 to 5x on the multiplier. So 50 to 100 million could end up being $1 trillion plus. So 500 billion or $1 trillion plus, it could get really big. So kind of cool. That is some of the neat stuff there. Just jumping through some of these comments here. That's pretty much it we're going to talk about there. So pretty bullish, folks. Really bullish. Now, the other thing that we had was day 2 of a spot Bitcoin ETF. We had tops 3.1 billion. is Grayscale and BlackRock lead. So they're definitely leading the pack there, Grayscale and BlackRock. And of course, the second day there, 3.1 billion, so 6 billion and 3.1, doing pretty well so far, about 9 billion or so. Looking very, very good indeed. So yeah, Thursday, the first day, 4.6 billion. Total cumulative now so far, 7.7 billion. So that's the first 2 days. Looking pretty nice. And BlackRock led the way with 564 million traded on Friday, while Fidelity saw 431 million volume. So some good numbers coming through there. You can see the little chart there. Sorry about the you got rid of that. That is the chart so far with the first 2 days. You can see all the different participants. So definitely GBTC there leading the way, and IBIT there second, and then third was FBTC. So that is pretty much it. Early in the day, BlackRock CEO Larry Fink compared Bitcoin to perhaps the most traditional of all assets. And so we're going to check out a video on this because I think it's pretty cool. Let's have a look at the video of Larry Fink here, which is what this article is talking about. Bam.
I believe it goes up if the world is more frightened, if people have fearful of geopolitical risk, they're fearful of their own risk. It's no different than what gold represented over thousands of years. It is a asset class that protects you. Right. And unlike gold, where we manufacture new gold, we're almost at the ceiling of the amount of Bitcoin that we created.
When you hear somebody like Cathie Wood,
yes,
who was on our broadcast yesterday, say that her base case is that this turns into a $600,000 a Bitcoin valuation, base case, and a million plus in a super optimistic case. Are you anywhere in her realm?
I haven't thought about it. To me, that what we are trying to do is offer an instrument that can store wealth. I think if it gets that even close to that high, gold will represent even a bigger value. And let's be clear, if you think it's digital gold, there's going to be a reference point between gold and Bitcoin.
So a couple of key things in there. Obviously, amazing how BlackRock CEO Larry Fink there has positioned Bitcoin now versus gold. The other thing is the comparison versus gold in terms of value. Gold with a $10 trillion value, that's about equals to about $400,000 Bitcoin. That could end up, and of course the other CEO they're talking about $600,000 Bitcoin. So we got a long way to go. It's going to be a lot of fun. The other thing, of course, he said he hadn't thought about the price. Now, typically they don't like to talk about prices, especially him and his position. But the fact that he said he hadn't thought about price, that's a lie. That's a black and white lie there. He would have been presented with lots of numbers. He would have asked for lots of numbers around the price forecast and all sorts of stuff like that. That's just nonsense, right? Yeah, that's where we're heading. But it's super bullish, right? The positioning of Larry Fink and BlackRock, that's huge money that's going to come into the system, and a huge advocation as a flight to quality, a quality asset along with gold and, of course, bonds. So big deal, folks. It's just getting started and already kicking off pretty nicely there. And don't forget, we're going to have all these biggest financial housing ETFs marketing for crypto, and that means marketing for you for free, which is pretty cool. Brennan says he's a man of many talents, master of none, says Brennan. Nice one there. All right. That is from Larry Fink. So let's move on and get back into the article. Gary Grayscale's product, which is not new, but rather a conversion of its flagship GBTC fund, ranked as the most active spot Bitcoin ETF on Friday, with a total volume of 1.8 billion. It had almost been the most active ETF on Thursday, with 2.3 billion changing hands. While Bloomberg analysts initially speculated that most of the fund's first day volume was likely made up of outflows on Friday, they amended their take by posting the social media platform X that Grayscale's ETF shared 95 million on Thursday. James Stefford, who we've been following very closely for months, of Bloomberg Intelligence, said the result is a fraction of what he and many were thinking. He also added, this means yesterday was a huge success. So cool. Looking bullish to the upside there. You can see the GBTC there is a number one there. All right, that is kind of cool. The next one, of course, is Bitcoin. So Bitcoin, we've got that going on. So that's going to keep ramping up with that ETFs. Obviously, the success of that is also going to play into the Ethereum ETFs into May. And of course, before that, we have the Bitcoin halving, which is going to be massive, right? Bitcoin halving is going to be massive. And I'm going to be talking about the Bitcoin halving in Strategy Club. So we have our first Strategy Club meeting this year for the year. It's the first official one. We have a lot of informal, obviously, Strategy Club sessions. But Strategy Club is a multi-chain sort of strategy club where we look at focusing on massive value and sort of getting into really good projects and giving super insights. We talk about strategies and opportunities, and we really are doing amazing in there. People are doing really, really well. We're having our first session for the year, and you can get into that. It is $35 a month to participate, but the alpha value is amazing in there. So I'm sure you'll enjoy the value for money, especially compared to some other groups out there, which are many, many times higher in cost. But you can use Wookie's link if you want to join Strategy Club today, having our first session. And I will be talking about the Bitcoin halving and the price chart there as well, and the bull market ahead, amongst many other things, and particularly several projects that we're following at the moment, and full updates on those, like really market-leading updates. So if you want to get all the alpha, it's going to be in there on the multi-chain strategy club there, which is a private club within the Discord, which is mostly focused on, obviously, Pulsechain and Hex. So you have to join that separately to see that group there. Definitely something worth checking out. All right, so Bitcoin halving is going to be pretty awesome. We're going to get into that as well. And let's move on. Let's move on here. And bam. We're going to get into Pulsechain. Before we do that, though, let's get into the updates from who else is in the chat here. Brendan says fridges are his specialty. They are indeed. We can vouch for that. What else we got there? Let's jump through that. Hex Grace has been waiting for the 24-25 bull run all my life. So yes, looking forward to it. Says Hex Vader. Nice one. Hello, Richard Hart family. Hope all is well. Says Crypto Tycoon. Yeah, I think everything's doing pretty well. Sandy Beach is already giving us project updates. Liquid Loans LP rewards programs ended today. Yeah, so if you are participating in Liquid Loans LP provision, the rewards ended. We briefly talked about that yesterday. So that is cool. Let's talk bribes, says Fast Abdul. No, we don't talk bribes. I know you like talking bribes there, but we're not going to talk bribes. Brendan says Larry's in it for the tech, not the money. No, Larry is in it for the money and the control. There's a double agenda going on there. I don't know if he's in there for the tech really, but he likes the limited supply versus gold. He sees that as a superior feature, so that's kind of cool. All right, let's get back into it. Boom, boom, boom. Richard Hart is back. He's back, and he's fighting for DeFi and the Pulse and Hex community, right? He's really doing a good job there. Now, he's pushed out a post over the last 24 hours. He says, another amazing tip from me. I'll show you how to get 10% more for free. Real example for 500 Ethereum. Would you rather get 11.1 billion Pulse using Wrapped ETH, 12.1 billion Pulse using DAI, 10.6 billion Pulse using USDC, or 10.6 billion Pulse using USD Tether? You get better deals by swapping to DAI before you bridge over, or spread across the different stablecoin pools by the ratio of Pulse liquidity seen at PulseX. So depending on the liquidity for those trading pairs, you'll get a certain better rate. And obviously DAI is number one there. You get the most for your bang for your buck with the liquidity there. He posted Wrapped ETH there. He posted DAI. That's the best one there. He posted USD Tether. He also posted Wrapped ETH there. So there we are. A good little piece of alpha from Richard. And he's had 119,000 views. Great to see his views get right up really, really nicely. By the way, this works for more than just Ethereum, he said, Richard, of course. And of course, everyone else likes that, likes the alpha. Even what's the name? That singer, whoever knows. All right, so that is from Richard, last 24 hours. Now looking to ETH there, I don't know how I got that out of order, but ETH there at the moment is off its high as well. It was up at $2,718. It is now at $2,500. It is broke down, obviously, from the 20 EMA, but let's have a look at the 50 EMA. See how that is progressing. That's on the hourly, but let's go to the daily. Daily there, bam. So that is the 50 moving EMA there, that yellow, and it's bounced off of that quite a few times. It's well above that at the moment. Let me just change that back to the 20 again. I've got that on the 52 actually. Let me go to the 20. and change that back to what we have been using it for. So well above the 20. So looking really good. The Bitcoin dominance down 49%, and Ethereum they're looking really, really good, like a boss there, 2,500, and it has protodank sharding testing this month, right? So that's bullish too. There we go. How about that? Atrium and Optimism should benefit greatly from that as well. All right, that leads us into Pulsechain, day 245. Are you guys ready for it? Day 245, quadruple 0827 is the price of Pulse, down 3.3%. So a little bit of consolidation the last 2 days after that super mega run on Pulsechain. Pulsex at quadruple 0257, down 3% at the moment. So pretty modest pullback. I'm liking what I'm seeing here. But hey, look, folks, the buy and burn. The buy and burn has hit it's officially rounded at 650 billion. But the actual number is 649.7 billion. Pulsex has been bought up and burned. Fantastic results. I mean, that's really accelerated. That's what happens when you move from $10 million to $40, $50 million in volume. And I'm not sure what we are today, but it's probably a bit lighter than that. But we're at 3.17% of the public supply is bought up and burned. Man, I love that. That volume acceleration really does supercharge that buy and burn. Incentive token at the moment, 88.5 cents, down 2.6%. The ratio is still pretty good, though, on incentive token, 10,702 pulse per one incentive. And we've got over 21 million incentive in supply with 118,000 burned through the TRH protocol. We've got a number of updates from Jacob's ecosystem. We're going to talk about that a bit later. You can find those in our Discord under Pulsechain projects, which is our second chat or second update, and you can get in there. Archie's posted those. Hex at the moment, PHEX down 5.2%, 1.43 cents. Man, that really rocketed. And EHEX there down at 8600th of a penny as well. That was up at 1 cent, so that's come down a bit there. The combined price has pretty much dropped from about 2.5 cents down to 2.29. So let's say 2.3 cents there on the combined price. Moving to the charts, of course. Let's have a look at that. Bam, bam, bam. We are down. Yeah, so we had 4 beautiful up days. Couple of pullbacks here. Hopefully nice little consolidation around the zone would be pretty good. And then off to the races after that. That's probably where we want to be. The RSI is cooling off as well at 67. We'll see where that goes to from here. Pulsex as well, same story. And of course, above the Bollinger Band, it's going to probably be pushed down a bit lower than that. Probably maybe test this 2,300 mark again. See how we go. And of course, at the moment, the RSI also cooling off here. Was overbought territory, just cooling off a little bit there as well. Incentive token there, 88 cents. The ratio to Pulse bounced off the all-time low, right? It was 8,500. Still holding up very strong as incentive token at 10,700. So nice little move there. A sign of confidence too back in the Pulsex incentive. And of course, Richard Hart fighting back the SEC with the Dream Team. Including one of Elon Musk's legal firms. Was that almost New Yorkish? I don't know. So that's kind of cool. Now, before we leave Pulsex, actually, we also got the Power City Earn protocol coming up, so we're going to be excited about that. It's going to supercharge Pulsex. What else? The Hex there, PX, down pretty similarly there. And of course, the RSI is down. It's actually slightly still overbought territory, just humming. It looks really, really good from that point of view. So let's see if we can hold this range and power off here. That'd be really cool. Let's see how we go. And EHEX there is down, man. It got so high. It was up at 1.1 cents, 8,500th of a penny. And a pretty similar story there on the daily. And that is just gone below overbought. So we'll see how that goes too. Nice. If we can consolidate up here, it would be a very, very powerful move. Let's see how we go. Now you can look on longer time frames like the weekly, and the weekly is the RSI is really cooled off. So we've got lots of room to do a power move after consolidating. So let's see how we get on. That's pretty much it on that. And of course, let's go back to the validator stats. Validator stats at the moment, we're at 51,659 validators, and we've got 9 entering at the moment. So it's kind of cool. We've got 1.65 trillion off the market, and that is slowly increasing again. And of course, you can now do NFT, validated NFTs. If you've got less than 32 million pulse, you can use a Dave Feder, go through Dave Feder, and he's crushing it on that one. So it's a great innovation on Pulsechain. The other thing, of course, is the gas prices. Pretty similar to yesterday, 150,000 beats, 4/10 of a penny for a Pulsex swap, 300th of a penny for a Pulsecoin transfer, and 800th of a penny for a PRC20 transfer. 3,261 times cheaper than Ethereum. 12,000 times cheaper than Bitcoin. It's $14 a swap at the moment on Ethereum. And don't forget, the key thing about this, great being fast and cheap. But of course, the cool thing is that we've got compounding and profit sharing. Those are the two big sells on Pulsechain with all our protocols and stuff like that. Plus, people got the biggest airdrop through on the Pulsechain copy on the 10th of May. So kind of cool there. Let's have a quick look at the bridge today. Where's our bridge funds? 93,804,000. So that's still looking very, very good. And nice to be back up here. Bring on the 100 million plus, right? That's where we want to head back to. 100 million plus. Bring it on. Now we've got many on ramps now. We've got Coast Fed on ramp. We obviously got the official bridge. We've got a whole ton of smaller ones. We've got Pulse LN, a couple of BNB bridges, plus I think Spark Swap. We've got what else there? Portal X is integrated the official ramp. Obviously, we've got internal stable coins now, liquid loans, hopefully soon PUSD Earn protocol. So more capital. We want more monetary supply, right? That's the biggest thing. More money is the key. And then we focus on how do we get that money incentivized and providing in the liquidity pools and boosting liquidity pools, attracting, getting bigger TV out and attracting more players. It's kind of the logic there with the economics. All right, let us get on to some of the news as well. We're going to check out some of the other charts, and then we're going to get back into the projects, talk about some of the projects coming up. We already just talked about liquid loans. So let's have a look at the top PRC 20s, see how they're going. Just looking through all these, nothing really standing out here. Yeah, nothing too much there. Let's have a look at the second category, meme coins. See what's standing out there, or make Ethereum great again. It's pretty much break even. Dodge is up 11%. Hex Orange Address is up 9.6%. That's pretty much it on those. We're also going to talk about the Pulsechain projects, our fourth category. Have a look through that. We can see that Watt token there from PowerCity up 8.2%. Keep a close eye out on this, right? Because PowerCity has got the Earn protocol coming up and profit sharing coming up from Portal X as well as Earn protocol. So it's going to be pretty cool. And then, of course, they've got a couple other protocols coming out after that. So Watt token is definitely one to keep on your watch list. One of our blue chips. It's going to be in the top 5 for sure for quite a long time, unless something else magical comes along. What else is going? PLSP from Pulsepot is up 3.5%. They're having some key upgrades today as well. So Pulsepot there is going to have some upgrades, and they are Pulsepot is care of Archie, of course, in our Pulsechain token chat. Jacob from Jacob's Ecosystem says we are working on giving users customized options. Requires a minimum of 500 PLSP stake to unlock custom options. You can now do the following: set your own name, set your own color gradient, and upload your own avatar there. So that is some cool stuff there for Pulsepot. In terms of other stuff that Jacob's working on, you guys know they've been covering, and the price is holding up pretty well, right? $3.72 on the old Pulsepot, doing very, very well indeed. So the sacrifice price was $5. And of course, originally there was going to be 5 EVM chains. So far, this is the second one on Pulsechain. So that gives you an average price of $2.50, which means that $3.72 is much above the sacrifice price. So doing very well from that point of view. If you ever get to 5 EVM chains, I guess arguably the cost price is $1. So that would be even better. That would be 4.87x up. But at the moment, $3.70 over $2.50, doing very well indeed. And of course, has been as high as $8 there. So improved tokenomics on Pulsepot, and a lot of people are playing it. People are enjoying it. Not too bad there. But of course, another one that we are following in Jacob's ecosystem, one of the top 2-3 innovators on Pulsechain, if not the number one, is our PUSD Algo. Now, this is going to be updated later today, I understand it. So yes, they're updating UI very soon and extending the sacrifice stage for 45 days. So this was a 45-day sacrifice phase. They are going to be opening up a second one. Obviously, they've got to reach their target. And of course, they need that. 75% of the liquidity will be going straight into the protocol. There's none of this where'd the ETH go, where'd the money go. It's going straight back into the protocol, and the rest of the 25% going to the development, right? Which seems quite fair. But this is going to potentially be the fourth stable coin on Pulsechain. It could be massive. It has TVL and scalability, massive upside, and it will be fully DeFi. It's not like Terra Luna where it was controlled by people and had lots of other mechanistic problems. This will be fully DeFi related, and of course, you're going to be able to earn multiple different types of earnings on here, including utility fees through V3. So it's going to be pretty exciting. I'll let you know when that is updated. So that's the other thing from TRH. All right, kind of cool. Let's get back into it. What else is going interesting here? Mitra is still climbing. Wow, Mitra's still climbing there, up 11%. And of course, not coming down at the moment. This is one of the 5 NFT marketplaces. The biggest sacrifice one, of course, $10 million. I guess Power City arguably has a big one too, but they've got multiple protocols, and that hasn't launched yet. Pixel Park. So yeah, 3400th of a penny at the moment, doing very well is Mitra there. Although the underlying volume, last time I checked, wasn't doing too hot, but the price is doing hot, and that's all everyone cares about. So I guess that's the play. Pulse Reflections is up massive today, 60%. So Reflection token getting massively pumped. Look at the chart there. That is a Pulse Reflections. Look at that thing. It's pretty interesting. But big pump today at the moment, up 60%, 105K liquidity. So Pulse Reflections there is ticking away. So there are a few that are pumping. Communist is up 14%. Can't keep Communist down. I say that all the time. Apparently you can't. So that is pretty much it. A couple of performers there. And a couple of them were the behemoths, right? Watt token. They're looking pretty good too. So, and that's got lots more upside. You watch this one. It's going to be a lot more upside on the old Watt token there. All right. Bam. We're going to get into Hex. Are we up to date for Hex? Not yet. Too early for Hex, but we're going to get into Hex day 1502. Before we do that, though, let's get back in the chat there and say hello, hello, hello. Who else has jumped in there? What else? Let's jump through these comments. Sandy Beach says, I'm in it for the tech. I don't think that's true, Sandy Beach. Come on, Sandy Beach. I know you're being silly, but Brennan says, I'm in it for the Valentino rock stud piss. Fast Abdul says something else magical is coming. Indeed it is. Actually, I forgot, this is my main topic I got to talk about. I almost forgot. So we're going to talk about my main topic. Sorry about that. Almost forgot about it. We did have a new token called Blast come out. So I'm going to talk about that briefly. Then I'm going to talk about the main topic. Right else. Check My Pulse says, good evening, Suitman. Good to see you, Check My Pulse. And what's up, Hex Token family from Check My Pulse is here. Never fear. We got Christian as well in the house here. Yo familia. Good to see you, Christian. I'm doing well there. Let's get back into it. I did have a couple other topics we're going to talk about. Now, Blast is launched here. This is taken off, done pretty well overnight. This is ticking away. And actually, it's been around for a little bit here, but that is up 54%. There have been a few entrances in the house. Let me just go to the 24-hour. Or ignore that one. Some of these are scams, so you got to be careful with what you're looking at here. Yeah, Blast was one of them that popped up there that I saw. Yeah, you must do your own due diligence though. But we are, every so often there's going to be some more meme coins and influencers pushing meme coins. So just take care of that. I think that one was by was it by Moonbeam or whatever the guy's name is, someone like that. So yeah. All right, let's get back into the main event, which is Pulsechain. I want to talk about that briefly. Let's go to Pulsechain, and we are going to now. I noticed that Tetra did a live stream with Corey Costa. So there's probably an update in there. I haven't watched it, so haven't got to take anything out there. But we are expecting some big things from Tetra coming out. Let us know in the chat if you guys ended up watching that and you know the timeframes. I will update the timeframes here. We're expecting Stratus to come, Atlas to come, and those are 2 frontier innovations on Pulsechain. So we're very excited about that. You guys know I love the DeFi theme. So I like that to be pushed. Also, Tetra staking pools as well. So there was probably some updates there on Corey Costa about that. So we'll try and get that included in the chart and get the timeline set up. We're obviously expecting Power City to come. Earn Protocol, that is the next big thing for Pulsechain. And that's going to give us our 3rd stablecoin, PXDC, and collateralized Pulsex, taking Pulsex off the market, which is a supply shock, and also pushing another stablecoin onto the market, which is a demand shock. So that's a positive, both of them together. And we're looking forward to that. We know how well Liquid Lines has been doing. Very, very cool. Now we're also waiting for Magic Carpet Ride to launch their products on top of Liquid Loans, so that's coming up as well. And then, of course, 9mm's got more products coming too. I think including NFT Marketplace and the airdrop tokenomics and all sorts of stuff for the NFTs and much more. Then, of course, we've talked about TRH V4. We're expecting some news around that at some stage this month. And, of course, the PUSD algo is going to be updated, as I said. It's going to last another 45 days. So that would be, actually, I can probably do the update now, actually. That's going to probably come up today as my guess. So 45 days, that will probably be there. So let's push on the back end here. And let's put that out there. So we got that out, going out potentially out to the 27th of February. But TYZZ could be out anytime, right? So anytime. I might put TYZZ, I don't know, just in the middle of these two. We don't have a firm date on that. I'm hoping to get a third live stream with Jacob at some stage. It's really up to him when he's ready. It's just like that in software, isn't it? A bit difficult. So that's going to play. Now, win-win still expected in mid-February. And, of course, that is still in play. So that's probably a fairly good date for that one. And Power City's got to be pretty soon. Pretty soon. I've got it here for the 14th. We'll see how we get on there at the moment. So that's some of the future of Pulsechain. What happens next? What happens next is interesting. So we've got, obviously, all these projects to launch. I've got a list on here, but we've got many more that will be launching on Pulsechain. And the next thing, so that's the other thing. We've got a lot of value being added by developers. That's very fundamental to the life of a chain, especially in a bull market environment. And secondly, we've got obviously stable coins coming through Power City and PUSD, two more big stable coins. That's a big, big deal in adding value to the economy. You want to inflate the monetary supply, you do that, and then more people have got more coins to go around and buy stuff, right? That's what you want to do, right? That's pretty much it. Provide liquidity and buy stuff. And that's kind of the play. And so the other big thing, of course, is rich at heart. And of course, the biggest die holder, right? The biggest die holder is, held by the Sacrifice wallets, right? And of course, that means that regardless of what's happening in the wider crypto market, is that, Pulsechain assets could be pumped in any context. They could be pumped in a bear market if they wanted to. Not that they're likely to do that, but they would be pumped in a bull market, which we're currently starting, arguably since November. And of course, that means that even on down days, you know how even in a bull market, you'll have a couple of down periods. I'm going to talk about that in strategy clubs. You want to get in that and show you what I'm talking about there. But basically, you have some down periods there. That even Pulsechain assets can be pumped during those periods because of the biggest die holder in the world is the Sacrifice wallet. So that is a really key thing not to forget, right? That can keep the party going, and of course that doesn't have to do it by itself, right? Just has to create enough a chart structure there to be pretty bullish there, and of course no one really knows who controls those wallets. So it's going to be fun to see how that goes in the future. Definitely when it operates. So pretty neat. All right. And of course, we've got the Hex Token Socials and others out there too. So it's going to be a lot of fun to see that play out. You never know when they're going to play out too. And of course, the Bitcoin halving looks pretty juicy, and that's coming up in April. So the Bitcoin halving we saw in 2020 with Hex Token Socials moved. And of course, the Bitcoin halving could be another wonderful place there. So what happens next? Well, more projects, more Sacrifice, Hex Token Socials movements, and of course, the Bitcoin halving. The parallel to the past in terms of Hex moving and things like that. When we've just come off bad news globally in February, March 2020, and here we are on the way up and up here. So it's going to be fun to see it, folks. What happens next? Hopefully that's a bit of a teaser of things to come. So very, very cool. Who else has jumped in here? Let's see who is here. I think that's it. We're going to get into the Hex Daily Stats soon. Waiting for day 1502. We've got Pulsechain out here. We've already got Pulsechain, so we'll get into that straight away. Before we do that, let's get back in the chat and say hello to a few others that have jumped in here. Definitely got up Christian. Check my pulse says, was thinking if RH wins lawsuit for damages, what would he claim if he won? Would he return losses to investors affected by SEC damages? Airdrop in lower highs. Don't know what's going to happen in that space. Don't know technically they can get damages for that, but be interesting. Let us know if anyone else has received any damages. I know from the other court cases, SEC lost. I don't believe that is the case from the SEC type state departments on that, but let us know. Is Superman still bullish on Zen? Says not me. Well, that's something I cover on Superman's channel, so I'll talk about that on there. If you want to get into Strategy Club, then you can definitely we talk about Zen on the multi-chain. So Strategy Club's for multi-chain stuff and Superman crypto. I do a special video on that, which is my general crypto strategy channel. So on Superman crypto. Tintop's in the house. Yes, Tintop is here. Never fear. Who else has jumped in there? Pineapple Love. BTC is dropping. Doesn't look good, man. My Pulsechain is dropping, says Pineapple Love. Hey, look, hey, we had 4 or 5 days of up chain. You can't get that weak legs just after 2 days. Come on, Pineapple Love. My target is 31k, then up and we go. Hey, 31k would be a terrible number to get to. That's kind of a really bearish bear number. I don't expect to see that at all. What else? Let me see here. Man, you got bearish quick. Couple of little down days, little tiny down days, and already super bearish. That's crazy. Hey, everybody. Good to see you, Briz. Briz is in the house. Never fear. Briz is here. The next year is going to be wild. I agree with Bridge on that one. They should repay damages to Hex up to $1 price bump. I like that. That's true. We need a good pullback, says Pumpkin Out. Yeah, always need a pullback after a big move, and you need to get some support. So I agree with that. Safe places to stake PLSX. Safe places. Well, you can obviously go into pools on Pulsechain, probably the safest out of everything. There are plenty of dexes out there. There is Sugar Beet from Beetroot. There's single-side staking there. What else there? Pulsechain has single-side staking on 9-inch, so you decide it's a bit more riskier in my view, but it has that there. There's some options. So yeah, there's 4 options. I gave you 4 options there. How about that? Let anyone else in the chat has got any other options, let them know. But those are kind of the 4 main ones. Wookie is from the wild. Wookie may be happy about it. Nice one there, Wookie. I have no idea what Wookie is saying. Most of those comments mean absolutely blah blah. But of course, we like some light comedy in the chat, and so we appreciate your comments there, Wookie, even though they are completely meaningless. But anyway, that was fun to see. All right, moving on. Let's get back into it. Let us go. Woo! All right, so we got day 245 from Pulsechain for Hex on a Hex, buy Hex and stake Hex is pretty much it, or mine Hex. 12th of January 2024, the price is 1.4 cents, down from 6.2%. So we had 4 good days in the office. We've had 2 modest decreases relatively, and here we are. The payout per T-share on the old Pulsechain, 6.8 Hex per T-share. The share rate, no change. The average mine, that's no change. The APY, 37.5%. The total shares there is up 2,948, and we're at 9,624,000 T-shares on Pulsechain. Remember, there used to be like 11.2 million on Ethereum before the fork, and here we are at 9.6 million. Amazing, really. Let's get over to the liquid the mining percentage, lock coins. 9.77%, just under 1 million in Hex penalties. We've got 65.5 million in the reward pool. And of course, the growth numbers up 171. We've had some really good growth numbers lately, really, really good. And the miners there down 1 to 124,530. So that is Pulsechain, Hex on Pulsechain. Buy Hex and, start your miner. We've also got Ethereum out, just came out too. 12th of January 2024. The price there for day 1,502. Can you believe it's a mind-boggling, really? If you're here on day 1, it's now 1,502 days later. That's how long ago they were here. And, of course, if you ever watched the development of Bitcoin Hex and all that back in the day, man, oh man, you've been around for a long time. You're getting old. You're getting old there, soldier. You're getting old. But I like to think of it in a different analogy. I like to think Hex is in its 5th year, right? So it's just like going to school, right? The first year of school. So we're still young, 5 years young. How about that? We got the price there is down 9.8% at 8,600 for the penny. The payout per T-share is at 6.774 Hex per T-share. And what else? No change in the share rate. The average mine length pretty much 7.09 years, 39.23% for the APY for existing T-share miners. And the shares are down to 2 T-shares down to 9,627,000. That's pretty much where we are there today. Lock percentage of coins, 9.3% of Hex is locked on the old Ethereum chain. Under 500,000 penalties, and we've got 65.2 million Hex in the reward pool. Looking to the growth numbers, up 163. We had some really terrific growth numbers on Ethereum for liquid holders. Look at these numbers, great. Yesterday, particularly good, 752. We're at 163 current holders today. The miners are still going down, though, so a downtrend for miners on Ethereum still continues. We're down 5 at 119,210 current miners at the moment. So there we are. That's the play. Once again, buy your Hex, burn it for T-shares, start mining Hex. And that's the way it goes. Longer pays better, bigger pays better. And of course, you can find out way more in our Discord. Link is in the video description, and that is a cool place to be. We'll give you all the alpha. And we've got a crypto helpline, which is kind of mad crazy crypto helpline. I think we're the only one with it. So kind of cool. And of course, we are the only one with it. We man that thing all the time. Someone always there to answer your questions. The Discord is amazing. All right, that's pretty much it for today. Wow, what a day it is in the office there. And of course, what day are we starting up? I guess we're starting up another day on Pulsechain. And yeah, day 2, the 246. Yeah, I think it's 246 we're going to be starting. All right, Lewis, anyone else got any comments in the chat here? Let's see. Check my pulse says, thank you, Superman. You're most welcome. Wookie is as smooth as a crunchy peanut butter. I think so. Crunchy peanut butter. What else there? Peanut butter, says Brennan. Brennan, I know you love the fridge, but man, peanut butter, I know it's beautiful. Have you ever, Brennan, let me know, have you ever had a peanut butter jelly sandwich? Let us know about that. Pumpkin House says loan token pump was wild. It was amazing. And that might be a just sign for the future. If you watch these blue chips and how they're performing now, imagine them on a super mega up pump on Pulsechain. Those loans and watt tokens and things like that. But Batias, man, they got a hyper pump. You should definitely think about having a lot of blue chips in your portfolio. One way of doing that is either directly by yourself or to use something like PX. So you can decide which option you like, but definitely some food for thought there. Thanks, Hex Token. Hats off to the hardest working, consistent content creator on the Pulsechain. I appreciate that, Pumpkin Owl. And I might add the only one really documenting all the project launches. So that's probably a specialty that I've been doing on this channel, which I'm very proud of because I love it. I love all the projects that are building on Pulsechain. Yes, I have super, but we call it jam down under, says Brennan. Oh, nice one. We've got the strong arm there from Check My Pulse. Absolutely. All right. Let's jump over to the poll and let's end that. We got 39 votes. So let's see what people think. How's the sentiment going? Let's see what that answer is. Are you excited for the 24-25 bull run? Yes, 89%. And that's strong. It's good to see everybody so happy. And we have a big move. Let's see how we go. Another move up higher after a little bit of consolidation will be great on Pulsechain. Maybe 10% says the market, and no one says no. So hats off to everybody watching. You're all a bunch of positive people, and you can see things for what they are. It's going to be a fun year as well. I guess the question was a little loaded, but it was pretty much to the point. Pretty much to the point there. That's a big yes, says Pumpkin Owl. Indeed. All right. Let us get on. Well, I was going to say something else. What was I going to say? Yeah, I want to play this video again from Larry Fink again because I think that's really, really, really important. Actually, I might just play it on the way out. We're up to 53 minutes, a bit shorter today on the live stream. We are waiting for some of these new launches to come up. We will be covering those, of course. I will be having the first strategy club session. That is multi-chain, of course, a private club inside the Pulsechain Hex Discord. If you want to join up to that, definitely get in there. Yeah, we're going to have the outlook for 2024. And I'm going to be covering a lot of stuff and details with charts and things like that. So it's going to be fun. Lots of key insights there. Yeah, enjoy Larry Fink. This is transformational. It is a pivot point in history. It is unbelievable. The amount of money that's probably going to come in and the way that these guys are viewing it and marketing for us. It's incredible. The people that used to hate us and used to be against us are now marketing for us. It's complete capitulation. It's complete capitulation. It's amazing. DeFi is growing as a percentage of market share. It's going to get bigger and bigger and bigger. And Pulsechain is one of the leaders, if not the leader of DeFi in the markets. And we just need more and more projects to be building innovative DeFi. It's going to be fun to see that play out. All right. I'll let us see how we go on here. Pumpkin House is 180-degree turnaround. Absolutely. Larry and his brother Rat. That's true. There is a trade-off. They do want control. So money is coming, and you guys will get your bags pumped, but they will look to get control over crypto as much as possible. 180-degree turnaround, says Pumpkin Owl. That's so true. Yes, sir, says Wookie. We've got some cool stuff there from Check My Pulse. All right, let's play it out on the way out. Peace out, everybody. Subscribe, like, share, hit the bell, and I'll see you in Discord. Links in the video description. And, of course, for those in Strategy Club, all of you members, and we're going to have our first session of the year, formal session. We have lots of informal sessions, but we're going to have a first formal session today. So take care, enjoy it. See you in a couple hours' time. In fact, how far away is that? That is 2.5 hours away to the first session. So if you want to join up before then, you can. That is Wookie's link. If you want to join Strategy Club today, $35 a month, really good value. And of course, you're going to get all the alpha that I don't talk about on the chat, which is tons of stuff. All right, so let's get into it. All right, peace out. Bye for now. Take care.
I believe it goes up if the world is more frightened, if people have fearful of geopolitical risk, they're fearful of their own risk. It's no different than what gold represented over thousands of years. It is a asset class that protects you.
Right.
And unlike gold, where we manufacture new gold, we're almost at the ceiling of the amount of Bitcoin that we created.
When you hear somebody like Cathie Wood,
yes,
who was on our broadcast yesterday, say that her base case is that this turns into a $600,000 a Bitcoin valuation, base case, and a million plus in a super optimistic case. Are you anywhere in her realm?
I haven't thought about it. To me, that what we are trying to do is offer an instrument that can store wealth. I think if it gets that even close to that high, gold will represent even a bigger value. And let's be clear, if you think it's digital gold, there's going to be a reference point between gold and Bitcoin.